Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle.
Hi everybody, thanks for coming back. It is so nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. I am making meatballs, and this is, it's a good basic Italian style meatball. It has cheese and an egg and breadcrumbs and garlic, and it's a good go-to when you want to have meatballs, and it's so easy that really you don't want to buy those frozen ones. You want to make these. So I hope you like the recipe. Let's get started. Okay, and of course you can't make meatballs without a sip of my signature glass of wine. Delicious, delicious. Okay, so I'm going to run through these ingredients with you as I'm putting them in the bowl. I will have the measurements and directions for you in the comment box below. The first thing I'm going to add is I have some grated onion, just good old grated yellow onion. And I need my little towel here. And then I'm going to put in about 2 cloves of garlic. I actually did not have any fresh garlic, which I cannot imagine me not having. So that's about 2 cloves of garlic. And then I'm going to put in an egg. Oh gosh, that garlic smells wonderful. My gosh. And there's some Parmesan cheese, just some nice grated fresh Parmesan. And I've got some Italian herbs. And about a half a cup of breadcrumbs. And now I made these. Today I had some leftover French bread, and the only breadcrumbs I had were in the pantry, and they were panko. I could have used panko, but I decided that this was the thing to do. And I've got some salt, and a few really good cranks of black pepper. You know, we love black pepper. Okay. And then I'm going to put in just a dash of red chili flakes. Just a dash. Yeah, maybe more than a little dash. Okay, I think that'll do. That will do. And then I'm going to put just a little tiny bit of milk in here to moisten it up. Get those. The breadcrumbs are fairly moist. I dried them out on the kitchen counter, put them on some wax paper and dried them out a little bit, but they're still a little much moister than you would get, in a package. And then I'm getting in here with a glove on my hand, and I'm just, going to mash away on this. And once I have this really well combined, I'll be back. All right, I have got this well mixed. Everything is spread out. I can see the onions everywhere and the spices and the breadcrumbs. So that looks like a winning mix of meatballs. So I'm gonna, excuse me, I'm gonna put this back in the refrigerator, let it chill 45 minutes. Just gives it a chance for all those flavors to meld and get cold. And then I will bring you back, and we are going to shape those meatballs, and I saute them, brown them in a skillet, and then I put them in the oven to bake. I just find that, a nice brown on the outside, and if you just keep frying them and frying them, they just get really, dried out. So that's what I'm going to do with this batch. I'm going to, saute them, get them kind of browned, then we're going to put them in the oven. So once this has had a chance to chill down a little bit, we'll be back. Okay, we're going to make some meatballs. Now, first of all, I have to tell you something. As I was putting that the meatball mix into the refrigerator, I said, I feel like I'm missing something. You know how you do that? You do a recipe that you've done over and over again, and you start to say, there's just something not right here. Parsley. I had it chopped up. I had it in a little bowl in the refrigerator, and I didn't bring it out. And I said, I said, you kind of say, oh, there's something missing. It was parsley. So I did add it to the mix, just to let you know. When you see something green in there, it's the parsley. So I'm going to bring it down. We're going to get started, okay? As I had mentioned in one of my previous videos, I had a really nice it was a scoop, that you do cookies and that kind of thing with, and it broke. I just wore it out. So I'm kind of winging it here as far as the size of the meatball. I have got a 1/4 cup measure actually, and that's what I'm using. And this is about, well, it's about 1.5 inches in diameter, I would say. So I'm going to go ahead and use that for my measure. It seems like a pretty good size. So I'll make a few of these for you. I just kind of crush the meat in to make it firm, and then I kind of roll it. And it's the garlic in there and the onions just smell amazing. And then I just just roll it, a good tight meatball. And you could make these, of course, any size you like. This is just, I think, a good size. When you go to a restaurant, sometimes they're so darn big, it's ridiculous. This is a nice two meatball, really, is, I think, a good portion when you're making these. Just, I think, my gosh, we've been in Italian restaurants where they bring you this thing that's the size of a softball, and they kind of lost touch with reality. So I'm going to continue making these, and once I've got them all done, then we're going to start sautéing. So I will be back. All right, I got 13 meatballs out of that 1 pound of meat that I made, and my pan is getting good and hot, and I'm going to check it out. See, yes, it's nice and hot, and this was 85-15, I believe, on the on the fat content. So I'm going to do these in batches of 6. Got another 6 to do, and once this is getting ready to turn and you can see the brownness of them, I will bring you back, and they're just going to sit here and saute nicely and quietly. And I'm going to maybe hit that one more up. This is if you're interested in a portable cooktop, this is an amazing one. I bought this off Amazon. I'll leave a link for it. And I know a lot of people use these like with camping, in their RVs, out on the deck. I think if you've got a good plug. I love it. It works really, really well, and so I'm very pleased with it. It allows me to do more cooking on camera for you without having to try and get this, the camera over to the stove and all that. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to let these brown, and I will come back when they're ready to turn so you can see the color on them. Alrighty, we are browning here. I've got them turned. Now you might have a little sticking because of the Parmesan cheese, and if you have a non-stick pan, that would be ideal to use. But as you can see, they're getting nice and brown, and I'm going to brown this side, and then I'm going to put them on a cookie sheet with I use a Silpat liner, and I'm going to put these into a 350-degree oven, and they're going to cook for about 30 minutes because they're just brown, they're not cooked. So I want to make sure this beef is cooked well. So I'm going to finish browning these. I will brown the other half that are left, and I'll get them in the oven, and we will be back when they're ready to come out so you can take a look at it. The poor, lonely little meatball on a plate.
Looks like we ought to eat it.
I think so. It looks kind of sad. You want to try it?
Sure.
Okay. Now, it is kind of sad sitting on this plate, just one little lonely meatball.
Well, that's okay. The director's middle name is Meatball.
If it had some sauce on it,
Yeah.
or spaghetti around it,
Yeah.
or maybe a meatball sandwich.
Yeah.
But right now, it's pretty sad. Okay, but you go ahead and we're going to taste it.
Okay.
And you tell me what you think. Now, actually, I have to say, it cooled off a while. We've been so busy here today that we've just had a lot going on. Here, you try this.
I get to try it first?
Of course you do. You're the man. You're the director. Well, what do you think?
It's really hard to tell. I'm going to need 5 or 6 more of those before I can make up a formulated opinion. That is delicious. Wow. It still looks sad, though.
It is very sad. It's just sad. Oh, there's nothing. It's just No spaghetti around it, no sauce around it, no nothing around it. But it's a meatball. And it's good.
It's a darn fine
It's very
meatball.
good. Ooh, you taste that little bit of spice that's in there?
Wow.
Yep. Okay. Well, this is really my go-to meatball recipe. You know, it's the one I always do. And
I tried making meatballs before, and I did the veal and the pork and the beef, but
just straight beef.
they weren't as good as this.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart. Well, all right. Well, we're going to throw some sauce on these. Maybe not tonight because we're so tired. A bowl of cereal.
That sounds good.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks a lot for watching. You tell your friends. You say, you know, I know these crazy old people over here on this channel, and you need to check them out.
Because they're eating meatballs.
Because we're eating meatballs. Anyway, we love you all. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe, and we'll see you later. Take care.
The meatballs.
After the meatballs. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.